This rubber ducky sucks. In fact, some Astrobot levels have 4 design issues that almost ruined them for me. I'll be pulling from other people's playthroughs to show you that I'm not the only person running into both the good and the bad design of these levels.
So anyone else who played this game, did you have fun with this level? Is this one of those levels?
Starting with that sucky ducky. I like how weird this mechanic is, but it's the least consistent thing in the game. It's supposed to spurt water in front of you to turn lava into platforms, but the water changes direction based on jump time, water physics, jump height, laser boost, turn speed. There's just too much affecting the water's direction to trust that when you jump forward, you'll actually land on a platform. That lack of trust forces the player to do swirlies in the air to try to save every jump. But most of the time you still get burnt. Also, and this is a problem that pops up in a lot of places in the game, all these water particles and the steam effects make it hard for the player to see the platforms they're supposed to be landing on. Astrobot loves to show off its fancy graphics, and you know, it's awesome until you can't even tell what's going on. However, I can't talk bad about the particle system without showing this off. Oh yeah, wowie hot dog. To sum it up, it's annoying that a jump that worked fine last time might not work again. It was especially frustrating because I had to redo this section every time I lost to the worst puzzle in the game. When I ran up to this frog, I had no idea what it was. These guys only show up in one other level. I won't show you that level because of spoilers, but just know you literally shoot these guys with a gun in that level. Unless this rubber ducky has a Glock at its center, this game is giving me nothing to take this guy out. This is just too confusing not to be considered a puzzle. I tried throwing the ducky at the missiles. I tried even using the tiki to block the missiles, which actually kind of worked, but not enough. Eventually, I figured out you just run under the missiles, and they don't hit you for some reason. Most of the time. Cool. Over and over again, the square levels forget to reintroduce the mechanics to the player, making them guess how 10 different systems do and don't work together.
What do I do here? You guys need to move faster. What do I do? Oh, maybe I wait for them to pass. maybe I'm safe.
Oh, for context, there are challenge levels themed after the face buttons: X, circle, square, and triangle. I thought all the other challenge levels were great, which is why all the weird things in the square levels stick out so much. Because I'm ragging on the square levels, I'll say something nice about them at the end. Back to the reintroducing mechanics issue. The triangle level reintroduces the bouncy rings to the player in a really creative way. Kimasobi baits the player into running into a box of coins that has a bounty hidden behind it. When this happened to me, I panicked, but I wasn't sent off the map. The bouncy ring is just messing with me. Nothing serious, bro. Just don't come any closer. That little detail gives the level some personality and teaches the player how a mechanic works. You can hear this guy figuring out the mechanic for himself.
Okay.
This right here is fair and fun. It impacts and fairly teaches the player. This next problem might even be more unfair to the player. In a good level, no matter what route you take, the camera works with the level design to show you what's next. It's like how when you're driving, you can't just focus on the 5 feet in front of you or you'll get hit by the guy coming down your lane at 60 miles an hour. A lot of the square levels have wall run segments where you barely have any room to see in front of you. And if you slow down, you'll fall off. They're putting a bag on your head and throwing a brick on the gas pedal. When you don't give players a long time to react, you're no longer letting them have fun with the wall run. You're just testing their reflexes, and personally, that's less fun.
What?
To be fair, not every wall run has this issue. One of them sends obstacles slowly upwards towards the player. This gives them plenty of time to adjust to the challenge. It's fun. And it's fun because the game mechanic, camera, and obstacles gel together perfect. There's another camera issue in the middle of the level. From way back here, the player can't see that these freaking flamethrowers are rotating. And to get to them, the player has to focus their eyes on these rotating platforms. It's only after they commit to the final jump that they realize they're about to get fried. Levels need to work with the camera to clearly show the obstacles ahead before the player commits to a jump. Even the most difficult levels have a pattern of obstacles, then rest points. At a rest point, obstacles will take up all of the camera space, and you can trust that just past your line of sight, there will be a rest spot for you to see the next set of obstacles. For reference, the flamethrowers are this tiny from your last rest spot. If there was a spot to rest between the rotating platforms and the flamethrowers, that'd give the player time to adjust. Instead, they get blindsided by these freaking flamethrowers that only sometimes move. Okay, I'm adding a fifth thing that's wrong with these levels. This is a small one. These flamethrowers are masters of misdirection. This one obstacle has 6 different variations, and the game won't tell you which one it is until you're so close you'll get burnt. Contrast that with the electric balls from the triangle levels. They're super easy to read, you avoid the balls and the electricity between them. No funny moves, they're always on the same path, and you can make a path in your head before you commit to the jump. Okay, one last critique before I say something nice, but let me explain something real quick. Obstacles have cycles. You either pass or fail them based on when you walk through the obstacle. When you pass an obstacle and it doesn't hurt you, you got the good cycle. When you pass an obstacle and take damage, you got the bad cycle. When I played Super Mario Bros. Wii as a kid, I realized that every time I respawned, I would get good cycles so long as I didn't stop moving and trusted the design. This happened at every level start and every respawn point in the game. Let's see if Astrobot passes this test.
Oh, you fuck.
The right way to pass this obstacle is to wait to respawn, walk up, wait again, then jump. Constantly starting and stopping movement in a 2D platformer is bad pacing. Great games will let you respawn at a good cycle, and then chain together the next obstacles to create a golden cycle. The less players have to awkwardly stop and start, the more they can trust the design, and the more fun they can have with the game. And game design you can trust is good design. Back in Astrobot, no matter how fast you complete these first few obstacles, you'll still have to wait to run up this ramp of gold coins. There is no golden cycle, so the game's movement feels clunky here. Again, I love this game. A few issues with these levels just added up, but let's talk about what they did right. I think the triangle levels are fun to play, but no moment matches up to the aesthetic highs that the square level hits. Like this moment where you run up a set of moving platforms. Dude, that just looks and feels so cool. Different level designers have different strengths, and the square levels are way more cinematic and visually interesting, whereas the triangle levels mostly stay at the same height. And that's the only problem I have with this awesome game. If you want to see more of these kinds of videos, subscribe to let myself and YouTube know. Thank you so much for watching.